Hello and welcome to another video. So today I decided to do something a little bit different, a little experiment. And let's just go over gear recommendations for Salvador. Just stuff that I'd advise carry on your Salvador at all times, so you can try out many different specs and kill all the main bosses and everything. Just if you like this idea, be sure to say in the comments what character you want me to do next. I thought I'd start with Salvador since he's probably the easiest one. So we'll go now, and we'll start with interfaces. Interfaces, the most powerful weapon in Salvador's arsenal. He utilizes these weapons very well, and these weapons are very, very powerful. It's something that all Salvadors need, really, and that's why I'll be first on the list. Next, we've got an Ahab for if you want to get a no-kill like overkill on, say, an Axton turret, or if you want to use it for a glitch that I don't talk about. Carry on, we have Norfleets, because Norfleets, we don't need to talk about Norfleets, and Battlebooms. I use little Battlebooms for regenning ammo, since you can absorb up to 12 rockets with each shot that consumes one. So that's nice. And it's 12 because splash, you absorb the impact of the rocket when shooting at your feet, and you can absorb the splash of the rocket. So you can actually absorb 12 for the cost of 1, making it the quickest weapon to regenerate ammo with. And I love battlebooms, because a lot of knockback, you can go rocket jumping with them, which is always fun. Next I always carry a stack of conference calls. The conference calls are needed for the Cormorants fight, for buzzards, yes, terrible buzzards, they need to die, and Cormorants, I've already said Cormorants, Terramorphous. I don't know. I'm getting raid bosses mixed up right now. Yeah, but yeah, Terramorphous, because it's, strictly speaking, the interphaser should be way better at killing Terramorphous than the conference call. However, from my experience, I've had better kill times with the conference call. If you are going to use it to a main weapon, it's almost worth putting 4 points into fill to the brim, so you've got 12 in the mag instead of 10. But it's whatever. And I just the way the pellets work and how Terramorphous is very, very big fella, and just seems to be better. And you're not missing out on the crit damage because you're offhanding your Lady Fist. So yeah, what's the problem? After that we have the Deeper. Who doesn't carry a Deeper around? I feel as if this doesn't need explaining. It's a very powerful weapon. Yeah, it can be out DPS'd by many weapons, including the Flacker. However, getting all the damage of a Flacker onto the enemy to make it more powerful than a Deeper is quite difficult, whereas Deeper is easy damage. Next we have Lady Fist. I carry 4 Lady Fists. For some reason I've only got 3 of the 4 that I carry. The Slag Lady Fist, I use very precise parts on my Slag Lady Fist. I use a Bandit Sight just because I like it. The Earnest prefix, just because more accuracy, easier to slag stuff. And the Maliwan Grip, because higher slag chance, and that's pretty much what's important with Salvador's offhand. And abusing critical hit damage and healing effects. And my Grog Nozzle, yeah. I go with a Jacob grip just to slow the fire rate down, and with each shot I get more healing because more damage, but I just like to slow the fire rate down, so if I'm using a Deeper I don't run out of ammo as quickly. Back to Lady Fists, I carry a Shock and a Fire. For some reason my Shock's gone missing, I must have lent it to somebody. Basically just because they're very powerful weapons on Salvador. If you offhand a Grog Nozzle or meaning a Lady Fist, you get insane critical hit damage and healing and all of the damage if you get critical hits. So carrying them is very nice. And I carry a non-elemental one for dragons. I would strongly advise using a non-elemental Lady Fist for dragons. I'd have my slots as Fire Interfacer, non-elemental Lady Fist, blank, Grog Nozzle. And that will allow me to just quickly swap between the Lady Fist and the Grog Nozzle, and I don't have to have a weird infinity setup in there to bring them down. I can just bring them down with the Lady Fist without fear of slagging them or applying a dot to them in midair. And I can use a certain grenade that I use, or swap into a Grog Nozzle and slagging them up for when they land. And then I shoot them in the face. Orphan Maker's an optional one, as is the Becca, which I skipped up here. Just because we'll ignore the Becca, but for the Orphan Maker, you can use the Jacob's build, which will be in the description below. And it is a powerful weapon. It destroys dragons. It destroys things that you can reliably hit the correct spot with. If you go with a full Jacob's build, I would just don't use this with Inconceivable, please, for the love of God. It will jam and it will break, and it was just no. Don't use Inconceivable with the Orphan Maker. Just don't. Yeah, very powerful weapon. Very good on Salvador when offhanded. Trespasser. Because Veracitous. Relics now. So, as with all characters, you need to burn in the Ancients. You shot, corrosive, and you fire. Assault rifle damage, that's because I was just doing weird shit with the Becca, not really something I'd advise carrying around. However, the Sheriff's Badge and the Deputy's Badge, if you're going to be carrying around the Orphan Maker. And the Sheriff's Badge for the Deeper, because Deeper. You could use an explosive elemental relic with the Unkempt Herald. However, you do get more DPS out of a Sheriff's Badge with the Unkempt Herald. Yeah, and an explosive relic would be more ammo efficient, and per shot you'd be more powerful, but you're getting better fire rate out of the Sheriff's Badge. That's all that matters with Salvador. Class mods. Hoarder, just for team stuff. If you're playing with very ammo-hungry teammates, putting on Hoarder can be very nice. And for the Legendary Gunzerker, because it's easy. It makes it easy. Because if you're constantly shooting enemies, you never drop out of Gunzerk. And when you do, you can just immediately go back in. Because that's the way the Gunzerker com works. And it's powerful like that. I also carry Chaotic Good class mod over my Chaotic Evil class mod, because you get more DPS out of this. And DPS is good. You want that damage per second. Because Salvador's about damage. And from damage he gets healing. And from healing he gets tank. So you become more indestructible. Because Salvador OP plus nerf. Grenades. The O negative. Slag. Just brilliant. I use it against dragons. Slag them up when they land. And supplies me enough healing. So I don't have to swap to the Grog Nozzle too much in the dragon fight. And plus it's a reliable way of getting health and slagging certain raid bosses such as Hyperius and Veracitous, when slagging them can be a bitch sometimes. Fastball for no kill like overkill. Bonnie and Betty, two different ones that I carry with me. Betty if I'm going to be up close to the raid boss, say I'm trying to get an early start on Veracitous or Hyperius. I want to be up close. And I don't want to end up breaking my NB shield. That would be annoying. Which is why the Betty's good. However, if you're going to be a bit further away, like Terramorphous, a Bonnie's better. It lasts a bit longer on the field, I believe. And it's better at slagging than the Betty. But you got to be warning that it can slag you quite easily and it can take down your B shield. Magic Missile, because it's good. I don't use it too much, but it's good. It's a good grenade. And finally, on to shields. The evolution is a great shield if you're mobbing, dragons, if you're in a situation where you're not always going to be hitting enemies to constantly heal. That extra shield buffer is a nice tank. And if you're in a big heavy fight, then it's going to be down, giving you pretty much the same bonuses as a Rough Rider. B shield, I go with a corrosive B shield because Veracitus and his corrosive dots. However, you pair this with a fire B shield. If you do some clever swaps, you can completely negate Pyro Pete's Novas, making that fight just a piece of piss if you're going to be using Sandhawks. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory really, a B shield. Hot plate, if I want to drop my health down to 1 to use the skill Just Got Real, extra 40% gun damage. Sham, you only need to look at these two here, to know why you carry a Sham. And a Rough Rider, because more inconceivable, more damage. And damage resistance is very nice, as is max health. Max health is very nice. And especially since most hits will heal you up after one hit, so the max health is beneficial. Because it's overestimated when people say everything one-shots you in OP8, because they really, really don't. Standard bandits, that'll tank an extra 2 or 3 hits, so yeah. That pretty much closes out my Salvador carrying gear guide. You could add a few things in there, like the Flakka and Pimpernel, for reasons I don't speak about, or talk about. I hate that glitch. I really do. I hate offhanding Pimpernel Ahab bullshit. I just hate it. I don't know why, I just do. That's me. So, if you think it's a good idea, pretty sure to say what character I should do next. I decided to do Salvador first, because Salvador is easy. So the next characters will be of more help. So, thank you for watching. See you next time.